As we continue to follow current demonstrations and rallies against recent ICE sweeps here on Fox 40, we also wanted to cut through some of the noise and sit down with advocates that are working to inform migrant families of some of their rights. So this morning, I'm joined in studio with immigration attorney Andrew Newcomb and also First Five Executive Director Jackie Wong. So thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. So when it comes to expressing views on current immigration policy, there's plenty of ways to do that. We've seen it with, of course, protests. Folks are taking to the streets. Lawmakers, too, though, they're drafting up legislation that could potentially empower immigrant families. So, Jackie, I know First Five, you guys work with a lot of families here in California. Are you supporting any legislation on your end?
Absolutely. Two pieces of legislation that I want to highlight that are deeply personal to me. One, as a refugee myself who came here, actually got the bipartisan support of folks to actually ensure that I am where I am today, right? And so one of the things that is deeply, really kind of meaningful for us is a bill, AB 1261, authored by Assemblymember Mia Bonta, who ensures that unaccompanied minors, so these are minors who come here without their parents, have a right to counsel. So can you imagine a 5-year-old in court without counsel?
With the language barrier.
With the language barrier on top of that, and not understanding what's going on to really actually ensure that every child in California who faces immigration issues has a right to counsel. That's one that is really top priority for us. The second one is also AB 49 by Assemblymember Al Mursucci, who actually prohibits school officials from allowing immigration officers to actually come on campus for any reason.
And daycares too. That's
and
the big
daycare,
with that one.
and daycare, and anywhere where children are receiving an education, quite frankly, because right now the law is unclear, and so just want to make sure that the law is really clear for school officials who are trying to kind of figure out and navigate with us to protect families and children, to ensure that they have full access to education and healthcare and supports that are in child care sites as well as school sites.
So again, so many different ways to make your voice heard when it comes to different policies that work towards immigration or different immigration policies.
Absolutely. And so really just grateful for the leaders who have stepped up and know that this has been kind of a fundamental kind of issue for our families in the state of California.
Yeah, and as we wait for that legislation to play out, as we wait to see how it works through the California legislature, I do want to backtrack just a little bit and talk to you, Attorney Newcomb. So I know that as we were during the election cycle, a lot of folks, they were expressing their views that they wanted migrants to do this the right way. Of course, issue that was heavily debated was immigration reform. But we have been hearing some accounts that folks are showing up for their court appointments and then they are being at times arrested by some ICE agents there. So have you seen this with your clients and the folks that you're helping out?
Yes, so this is basically an issue where they've expanded the definition of what constitutes an arriving alien for the purposes of a process called expedited removal. When someone's in an expedited removal proceeding, they don't necessarily have the right to have their hearing heard before an immigration judge. However, what we're seeing here is that the government attorneys are attempting to have cases dismissed, and then right after the cases are dismissed, provided the person can't prove that they've been in the United States for longer than 2 years, ICE officers are waiting to detain them and place them in expedited removal proceedings. However, even people whose cases have not been dismissed are also being scooped up by ICE agents, which of course creates an issue of overlapping jurisdiction, which still has to be resolved by the courts. So we're in this kind of gray area right now where it's a little bit difficult. We still don't have final clarity from, for example, our own Ninth Circuit or from the U.S. Supreme Court. But I think it is important to remember that people aren't being shipped without any due process to Venezuela, excuse me, to El Salvador anymore.
Like what we were seeing earlier.
Yeah, so I mean, it's very discouraging, right? And it has the effect of creating a lot of fear in the community. But based on that Supreme Court decision, not only are they not doing that anymore, we're seeing Kilmar Abrego back here so he can have his day in court. And so even though this administration is taking advantage of these kind of gray zones to go after and scoop up a lot of people and do things that might not be completely legal, they are to some extent being hemmed in by the judicial branch of the government. And so we just have to wait to get more clarity on that. For the time being, it's very important for people that have been here for fewer than 2 years to take advantage of filing a motion to appear via video, or filing a motion to continue your hearing until you're on the outside of those 2 years. Immigration judges here in Sacramento, just like in the Bay Area, are very receptive to those kinds of motions because at the end of the day, they want to do their jobs as arbiters of fact, and they don't want to have their, their cases just whisked away from them.
So just to clarify, you're saying that folks can instead schedule their visit in court via Zoom, via video, instead of showing up in person, especially if they are potentially scared of, being arrested.
Correct, and that's absolutely what they should do. I've made those resources available on my company website, but I know other organizations are providing those kind of low or no cost legal services. It's very important for people, if you've been in the country for fewer than 2 years, to take advantage of that, appear via video, so that you can be on the other side of that 2-year period and be safe to continue your asylum proceedings.
That's great, and some of those resources right there on the screen right now, folks can also head to your website if you want to share that at this moment, where they could find this.
Absolutely, so if you go to newcombimmigrationpc.com, under the Services tab, there's a free template to appear via video. It's already filled out. All you have to do is add your name, your immigrant number, the judge. I've got step-by-step instructions in a PowerPoint on the third link that will show you exactly where you need to send, how many copies you need to send. Very simple, easy to follow instructions that are in English and in Spanish.
These are all workarounds that can help folks with the process, especially as they're dealing with just different immigration policies that are changing. And of course, this can all be so daunting for families, especially as they're taking in a lot of this information real time, seeing those images. But that's why advocates like yourself are working to represent those families, their children. Jackie, I know that First Five, you have incredible resources on your website as well. Is there a good website that you can point people towards as well?
It's first5california.com. We have a section specifically for everything, all the resources for refugee and immigrant families on our website. So please do visit us. And we look forward to kind of continuing our advocacy both here and in DC.
It's going to be a continued conversation, I can imagine. So thank you both for joining us here in studio and sharing just some of the available resources that are out there for migrant families. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Of course.